The virtual markets of VRChat were probably some of the most interesting worlds I've been to in VRChat. So I kind of want to talk about it because it was a really interesting event, and it was probably the closest thing we have to a metaverse that I've seen so far. So I thought it was a pretty cool and fun event, and I just want to talk about it. Now, for those who don't know, VKET is like a sort of virtual conventions created by a group called VRHippie, and it lasts for about a few weeks. It consists of a bunch of VR chat worlds where companies and individuals can set up booths and, among other things such as like TVs and screens and whatnot, to advertise their products for people in the world to buy. And I thought it was a really interesting experience that I haven't seen. So, and I kind of want to I was able to visit every single world, so I kind of want to go over all the worlds and show you what I saw and talk about them. So, I guess we should start off with the first one that I visited called Aqua Falls. I probably butchered that, I'm sorry. It's a Renaissance-like world that kind of reminds me of something like Final Fantasy IX. I found some props, but wasn't able to use them, so I just picked them up and they're just kind of floating around. You also have the ability to change into any of the avatars that you come into contact with, so that's pretty cool. And this applies to every world. This isn't just this one. You can change it to avatars of every world, but my favorite parts about this world, this market, probably would be the waterfall and like the big wheel. I goofed around in the waterfall for a while, and then there was this ale dispenser thing. I couldn't actually get any beer out of it, but you know, it's there. But overall, I thought it was an okay world. The aesthetic was interesting, and some of the booths were alright, but it didn't like wow me that much. And they had a good couple of avatars, but overall, it didn't really wow me. So I'm gonna have to give it a 6 out of 10. So after finishing with Casca Aqua Falls, the second place I went to was called Kowloon Empire Ichiban Boulevard, but in the casino world. And this one immediately grabbed my attention as I started riding a train immediately as I spawned in. And then when I got out of the train, I was given about 1,000 RON, which is basically the form of credits. What made this world so different than the others was that there was so much to do. There were the booths, of course, the avatars that you could change into. You can buy stuff, but like there were like other things you could do. Like there were arcade machines with actual playable games that you can actually play, and games like that you would see in an actual casino. Like they had roulette, they had blackjack, and they had slot machines. And then they also had a pool, although I couldn't really play it because you needed 2 people, but that's not the point. This was easily my favorite world, and I thought it was a lot better than the previous one, as there was so much to do, and it was just lively. So 9 out of 10. Virtual Market Classic. It is the original market of VKET, the first one that debuted at VKET 1 back, I believe, 2018. I believe so. And this is the original VK1 menu, and it's expectedly bare bones. It's not a huge knock on it as it's VKET's first market, but because it's their first market, it's very simple. You've got 2 floors with a select few booths on each floor, and a mirror to see how each avatar or prop looks. Now, I wish there were more mirrors so you can actually see what's going on in your avatar, because this one had so many mirrors, but you know, there's not much else to talk about in this. It's the original market for VKET, but compared to the other virtual markets, it just doesn't really hold up. So 3 out of 10. Cyber Mode is a market that takes place in a futuristic cyber world, kind of like Cyberpunk 2077, except not a broken mess. But anyways, you start off by riding up an escalator, or moving up the escalator, because you can't ride up it. And then you enter through a door to start off into some booths. There was this booth that had like a cool lighting system thing called LTCGI, which is a real-time area lighting system for VRChat video players, which is its own can of worms. I also ran into a video player that flipped me off for some reason. I don't know why, but you know, that was nice. Changing into the avatars in this world was kind of annoying because every time you did, a pop-up would appear, which makes sense because they want you to buy the avatar. So to remind you, you can buy this on X website, but it was still kind of annoying because it didn't happen in the other worlds. My favorite part was just stepping out and looking at the environments in this world and like just taking in like all of the, you know, futuristic cyber stuff. It was really, really cool. In terms of the aesthetic, they knocked it out of the park, but like Casca Aqua, it lacks like activities that you can do in the world. But if I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. Now these are just some of my experiences in the VKET world, and I know that this video is coming out in September, and it's not really the summer anymore, but hey, you know, that heat wave that we're going on right now, it's kind of wild. So it feels like the summer, so I guess that counts as a summer video. But regardless, I thought that this VKET event was pretty cool, and I thought it would be pretty interesting for other people that aren't really interested in VR to take a look at it. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks. Bye.